Welcome back. I'm glad you're enjoying this free content. Make sure you go out to the store and check out the paid content because I'm going to be adding to that all along too. Watch for some mini courses. I know I've got some courses out there for $50 and $100, but I'm going to have some mini courses starting for around $20 as well. But I want to talk to you today about the 80-20 rule. That's what we're here to talk about today. And the 80-20 rule you've heard about before. And one of the contexts you'll hear that in is when people talk about 80% of the wealth of the world is controlled by 20% of the people. Well, in the context of what you do every day and the value you bring, I got a lot of this from a book I read called Skipping the Line by James Altucher. So I'm going to give him credit for this. But what he found in his attempts to skip the line, and his concept there is, people have been telling him all his life that if you want to accomplish this, get in line. There's a whole line of people ahead of you. You got to get in line and wait your turn. And he has found ways to sort of skip the line. So the 80-20 rule is what he has applied to be able to do that. And he gave this great example. Think about when you're in school. When you're in school and you're trying to make the grades and get the good grades, there is a lot of effort you put in. But there is a certain amount of effort that gets you a certain level of grades. And to get really high grades, to say get straight A's, if that's the way your school is graded, to get straight A's, it takes a lot of effort. But to get straight B's, it doesn't take so much effort. And I truly believe this. Let me give you an example from my life. In junior high, I was kind of a slacker. And I didn't turn in all my assignments. In fact, I typically had a lot of missing work. Still, I didn't fail any classes in junior high. They probably had a lot of leniency there. Either way, I didn't fail any classes. The time I got to high school, I thought, I better get more serious about this. And so what I decided to do is I was just going to make sure I completed all assignments and turned them in to see what effect that would have on my grades. Well, it had a tremendous effect. It had a spectacular effect. I had A's and B's in just about every class I had by just doing the work and turning it in. Now, I know I was learning stuff and my quality of work probably went up, but I didn't do a whole lot more effort to get A's and B's rather than C's and D's all the time. So I would say that the Pareto principle applied, and this is what James Altucher, this author, had also mentioned, that putting in 20% of the effort yielded 80% of the value in my grades in my school. And I still got into college, but I didn't kill myself to get straight A's. Now, if you want to get straight A's, I'm not slagging on that at all. I think that's a great endeavor. But for me, it would have been so much effort to get there, it really wouldn't have been worth it. The benefit would not have outweighed the cost. So that's what I'm telling you today with regard to the 80-20 rule. What are you doing? And can you isolate on that 20% that is so impactful, that 20% of stuff you do best, those strengths that you have? Isolate the 20% of work that you do that you really feel like you add value and people get that value from you. For me, I think as I try and isolate on this, it's coaching, it's training, it's speaking, it's doing courses like this. This is where I'm doing the 20%. If it's clerical work or accounting or things like that I have to do for my business, that's not a good use of my time. And I can spend a lot of time with very little value and very little benefit in doing that. So what is it for you? What's the 20% that you do that brings so much value? Because what you're going to want to do is focus more of your time on that 20% of work that you do. Because when you do that and you say, if I focus 20% on this and can do more of that, you're going to be able to accomplish so much more. You're going to be in that zone where you can start to love Monday just like Friday, for a different reason, because you're doing the things you love, the things that you're good at. So hopefully this is helpful. I just wanted to share that. Again, if you want to check out that book, Skipping the Line by James Altucher, chapter 14, I think, talks about this 80-20 rule. So check it out. Check out the other courses. Go to the store here on LoveMondayLikeFriday.com, and I'll talk to you soon.